entitlement of this government has grown so tall it reaches the sky. Absolutely. Recently uncovered plans for an opulent residential penthouse include an express elevator that skips opposition floors, grooming quarters for a teenager, and a butler's pantry for continental breakfast service. To the Premier, which cabinet ministers knew about this project and who turned a blind eye?
Honourable Premier.
Mr. Speaker, I think that the project that honourable member describes is a fiction of his imagination. Therefore, nobody could have possibly known about it.
Honourable member, first supplemental.
Well, Mr. Speaker, given that the former Minister of Infrastructure said the Penthouse was cancelled November 15, 2012, and given that documents clearly show continued planning of the Penthouse past that date, and given that the current Minister of Infrastructure said it was he who cancelled the Penthouse 1 year later, will the current Minister of Infrastructure set the record straight? Who's telling the truth? The former minister, the current minister, or neither?
Well, Mr. Speaker, obviously we're both telling the truth. The fact is, Mr. Speaker, this isn't happening. I can't speak to what the former minister did, but this much I could tell you. If there was an order given, not everybody got the message. Because I can tell you in the middle of January, I had a conversation with my deputy who was under the understanding it was to be done. I made it very clear at that point it would not ever be done. And, Mr. Speaker, those are the facts of the matter. But it's also important to remember, Mr. Speaker, this isn't happening. This is a bad idea that's not happening. Some might call that the process working.
Final supplemental.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd love to see those documents, Mr. Minister. Given the departure of the former Premier does nothing to fix the fact that this PC government has a cabinet that can't get its story straight. And given that your inability to explain these contradictions goes to show the entitlement problem runs rife through this whole government, can the Premier please explain how Albertans can trust a government that can't even answer a simple question and back it up with proof?
Honourable Premier.
Mr. Speaker, given that none of his preamble was actually accurate, I'm not sure that there's an appropriate question to answer. But I can tell you this, Mr. Speaker. This government works on behalf of Albertans every day. We care about the dollars that Albertans pay in taxes, and we will work hard to make sure that those dollars are used appropriately. And that's what these ministers did when they reviewed the project, discovered something that they believed was not in the best interest of Albertans, and cancelled it.